Hey, Choice here. Thanks again for joining me for another session of Choice Spirit. Here I want to go back into environment and how it environment and how it really works. Yeah, I talked about coming through our mother's womb within this agreement from the spiritual realm, in which we have to continue our spiritual evolution. So we choose a mother a womb to come through. I'm not certain if we know as spiritual beings who we're choosing or not. But it is said that we do choose our parents. But I try not to go on that because I have a friend that told me, and she was adamant, I did not choose this. I did not choose my parents, and I did not choose the environment I grew up in. And all I could say was, okay. But anyway, that environment basically forms the foundation of our existence as a human being. Because for the next umpteen years, we are sorting out much of the stuff that we grew through as adults. Some of us never get through all of the things that we had to grow through from the time we were children in the environment that we came up in. Many of us are sitting in our churches and mosque and everything else trying to get right after coming through what we went through growing up in our environment. Even if we grew up in church, we still struggle through everything. Nurturing, even when we're in nurturing environments, no matter if it's traumatic, abusive, loving, we find something to disrupt our peace. I said in my other video, an organism must have an environment. A human being must have an environment. The trees must have an environment. Fish must have everything. In order for it to exist, it must have an environment. So we come into an environment, and from the human perspective, it's not one we chose. We have to live with it until we become old enough to move on, move out, and make our own decisions and begin working through some of the things that were the foundation that was set of all of information we were fed and taught, given during our impressionable years. So now as adults, and as an adult, we can actually choose our environment. We can choose. I love to say that. You can choose. You can choose. Don't get stuck anywhere. Don't get stuck anywhere. Remember, if you have to do anything, do the work in your mind and in your heart. Before you consider yourself stuck, because you're really not stuck anywhere. That's information that we put out there when we have fear issues and insecurity issues. We build boxes and we put ourselves in a box and then we put the lid on top. And we build these walls, these great walls of Jericho all around us. Put ceilings on things, glass ceilings, where we can say, oh, we can see, but we can't get to it because they won't let us. Whatever the narrative, whatever it is, it's all fear-based. It's all fear-based. But I know I'm a little all over the place, but I'm going to go back into your environment dictates your life if you do not take the I won't say control, but if you do not direct and guide what's going on in your mind as a result of what you've experienced growing up in your environment, and what you perceive that you experienced growing up in your environment. But now, as a grown person, your environment begins with the people that you are around. The people that you are around. They actually infect and affect your DNA and infect your DNA as you do theirs. If you're around pessimistic, negative, that causes your DNA to cringe, to tighten. And when that happens, you cannot get the information that is to be released to you. You cannot, the DNA is not operating at its fullest. It's kind of like becoming kind of stunted in its growth. But when it's met with love and all kinds of wonderful, nourishing energy and stuff, it expands. It expands, it grows, it flourishes, it thrives. Releasing all kinds of information for your well-being. Your DNA actually begins forming your environment, and your environment works with your DNA. Hey, everything is connected. Everything is connected. And we'll go over more. Choice here, peace, love. My thing is going dead. Peace, love. Hit the subscribe. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. Much love.